It's finished Aldershot Town 2, Altrincham 1, and we're with Phil Parkinson. Phil, it's a pretty filthy day, and I guess your mood it matches the weather a little bit today.
Yeah, really disappointed that we've let ourselves down today. I feel we've really set a high standard the last month or so with our performance, particularly in the league. So to come and churn that out today was really disappointing.
We started maybe the better of the two sides in those opening 20 minutes or so without maybe creating a really clear-cut chance, but the first goal in the game was always so important, and maybe that if things were going to be different, maybe we needed to get a goal in that opening spell.
Yeah, but I think, like you said, we've got to do more with our possession when we've got into good areas, and I thought we did play some decent stuff in the first half away from home when we've travelled 5 hours on a bus. Do you know what I mean? I thought we started quite lively, but then the goals that we conceded, they'll say the good goals because they've got crosses into the box and they've attacked it well, but should never be able to transfer across the pitch. We've jumped up when we should have stayed, attempting to win a header that we're never going to get anywhere near. Then the ball transfers over and the lad whips it in, and on a pitch like today, it just takes a little bit of luck, as it did for our goal at the end there, for it to skip through to you. And then the second goal's farcical. I mean, the defending there has got to be so much better. We've got to clear that ball. He should never be able to run through like that. So really, really disappointing with that.
And the bad habit of conceding 2 goals in quick succession, it happened here early in the year last season as well. I think that's one we've really got to try and stamp on, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a habit of ours. I think all teams struggle with that. When you score a goal, you're susceptible to scoring a second. I know we feel it's us, but believe me, it's every team. When you'll notice a lot of media people saying the same things to the managers. Why is it that we're conceding 2 close together? For some reason, that just happens in football. I wish there was a reset button that you could go and change the mindsets on the pitch, but it's fast and it's furious, and it just takes one mistake on a pitch like this, and it was 2 mistakes for us that cost us the goals. And then having Tom sent off in the second half was sort of a real tough one to take in the end with the way the game had gone.
The conditions were obviously very difficult for both sides, but did you feel as if Aldershot adapted to the conditions better than we did?
Yeah, you'd have to say yes, wouldn't you? I mean, they're the home team. The other bit I'd have to say is the travel is a crippler for us. We'd normally do this type of travel on an overnight, and it's maybe something we've got to look at as a football club. But we've done overnights before on the big travels, and it doesn't guarantee a win, but it's just that preparation. Does it give us a little bit more of an edge and make us more prepared? But it's not just about that. What you've said there, Aldershot have played the conditions, played their home pitch really well. We've not adapted well enough, but we did in the end. That's why we got the goal. We actually realised we got Jake Bickerstaff on, and all we had to do was drop it over the top. I could hear the fans screaming to go forward. I couldn't have agreed any more. We're not asking them to go backwards and sideways on the edge of our 18-yard box at that stage in the game, for that when we're trailing 2-0. So to actually get Jake in there and play to his strengths, worked a treat, and he got his goal. But if we would have done that a little bit earlier, maybe we could have caused him a few more problems, because although we had a man down with Tom in the second half, I don't feel we troubled their backline anywhere near as much as what we're capable of doing.
You've touched on Tom Crawford's red card, one of the unfortunate things of the day. And is that a situation where on a yellow card it's just an instinctive thing that he does, or is that do you look at that and think he should have just let the guy go? It's a difficult one.
He's between the devil and the deep blue sea, isn't he? Because he's obviously in on goal, isn't he? That's why he gets sent anyway. He's in on goal, and his instincts have probably taken over. Would we have wanted it to result in us, or it could have been 3-0 if he gets that? Then Tom's got a really difficult decision to make. But I think for us, we would want Tom available for Tuesday. Now we've not got him available for Tuesday, so we've lost the game anyway. I probably would have wanted to swallow it, but Tom doesn't have the time to make all them decisions in one go.
Absolutely, and if there was one positive from the day, it's that Jake Bickerstaff gets off the mark, and he's a player who's had a bit of maybe a bit of a false start to his time at Altrincham, in terms of that he obviously had a bit of an injury early on, and if this could be the catalyst for him going on and really having an important contribution, then that will be something majorly positive to come out of today.
Well, what do you want your lads to do from the bench? You want them to make impacts, and that's what's happened. We made a lot of subs in the second half to try and give us a bit of impetus or gain some impetus, because the second half we were nowhere near the levels that we hit in the first half. Obviously the sending off affects that, but even before that we didn't create enough. I think we had one chance where Alex Newby's gone through, and I feel if he squares that to Cozzy, we score, and we might draw this game 2-2, but it's all ifs, buts and maybes. Tommy's team come out on top of the day. They worked exceptionally hard and got the result that they needed. They've been on a difficult run of form, and this is this division. Just when you think you're finding your feet and you've got it licked, it kicks you in the teeth.
Tuesday night, we've got York City coming to the J Davidson Stadium. That's going to be a great occasion. York obviously having a really good season, and maybe that's the kind of game that we want after a result like this, a really big occasion just to get everyone going.
Yeah, well, we've got to, haven't we? Because we won't have another league game for a couple of weeks then, with having nothing at the weekend, and then the cup games coming up. So it's imperative that we get something on Tuesday, and that's the only positive that I can take from the game, really. There is no big positives for me. We've let ourselves down today, and going into York, we've now heaped a load of pressure on ourselves, because we know we've got to be probably 9s and 10s individually and collectively, because if we're not, we're coming up against one of the teams who are flying high top of the division, who are full of confidence, and it'll be a very long night if we're anywhere near the levels that we showed today.
And finally, just a word for the Altrincham supporters. I'm very glad, looking at it from this side, that they had that bit of stand to shelter in filthy conditions. It seems to have got worse as the days got on, but they kept going, and there was, again, as there always is when on difficult days, that relationship between yourself, the players, and the fans was there to see, in terms of them still really being behind you and behind the team.
Yeah, outstanding, and I'm sure they can all see it's not a lack of effort. It just wasn't our day. The lads were trying, and that's why we got a goal back, because they didn't stop trying. So we get a goal back, and you're hoping to make it interesting, but at least we've given them a goal, and at least we've showed that we've give it everything. But just too many players were below the levels they've set. And when that happens, particularly when you're away from home, particularly with that trap, there's a number of factors that I'm big on the 1%. A lot of the 1% probably have gone against us today. And we've got to find our form very, very quickly going into a massive game on Tuesday for our fans, because, as you said, they were brilliant again. They've been brilliant all season, but I'd like to think the lads have been really good for the vast majority of this season. So I don't expect anything other than what I saw tonight, because they're outstanding. Of course they're going to be annoyed, and of course they're going to be disappointed, but so are we. We don't turn up all this way. We don't commit the time we do to it to churn out that. We expect better, and we will give better, and we'll deliver better, and hopefully that comes on Tuesday.
Thanks very much, Phil.
Thank you. Cheers, Laurence.